Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome along to the Studio Rats live Q&A number 61. Would you believe it? They had us back for another week, Paul. Not that we gave them any choice.
We don't really give them a choice, do we?
My name's still James Ivy.
I was Paul Drew.
In a former life.
It's that way. It's the wrong way, isn't it? Why are our cameras ran the wrong way? I never understand.
I don't know.
Okay.
Safey's in the house. Dave Stockton's in the house. Evening to both of you guys. Great to have you along as always. We'll be taking your questions as ever. Let me post the links into the stream. A buddy of mine reached out to me earlier, Max, who comes on sometimes and asks stuff, and said, "Why is it so complicated to get onto the stream?" I didn't think it was complicated. You need to post the link that I've given you into your web browser. Don't just click on it because it won't take you anywhere useful. Actually copy that link into your web browser, follow the instructions through, and hey presto, as they say, you should be with us.
It can't be that hard, can it? That's exactly what you do with a... I don't think anyone else has struggled. I could be wrong.
Don't know. Well,
I mean, I've struggled.
Maybe those people never made it on the show.
maybe that's what it is. Yeah, maybe there's like a whole queue of people just waiting to come on.
Matt writes in, John Randall's in. Is that John Randall as in, John, you're on the wrong podcast because you're actually a drummer? If it is, say so. I know. Stephen James is also in the house from sunny Brisbane. I suspect it is sunny right now. Great to have you with us. If you've got any questions, please put them in the link. In the chat thing over there. No, it's not that, John. Fair enough. Sorry, John. Still good to have you with us.
Oh, well, no, it's better because he's not a drummer.
Analog for Life's in. Sup. Apparently that is how we greet each other. I don't know. I'm not down with the kids, clearly. So, Mr. Drew, what have you... Hello. What is that? What
I'm
is...
I thought I've had a good... And I've had some time off. Let's put it that way. I've had a night off. No,
cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. I've had a good few nights off, and I was thinking today is the day to bring the rum out.
Awesome.
Well, not all day, obviously, but just for the pod show. Oh, I can hear the kids. The kids are out. Tell them go to sleep. What you need to do is you need to give them the what is it? What do you give? You're not supposed to give kids. It knocks them out. What's the
Dentinox?
That'll do something.
Ritalin, I think, is what you were searching for. Isn't it?
Get him on the Ritalin. Come on. Yeah. Who else in the house? So, Analog for Life. Mike Aiton's in the house. Oh, Mike, you've been missing for a few weeks. Good to have you back.
Do you have a note? Has he got a note? Do you
better have a note. Phil McNally. Is that Daddy? SDR's in the house. Phil McNally. No melatonin for the kids. Oh, it sounds like it's all kicking off down your end. So, what have you been up to this week? That's good for the kids. Jack Daniels, that is good for the kids.
You rub it in the gums, don't you? Apparently, like decent whiskey, you rub it in their gums and it knocks them out. Apparently, so I've heard. I have not. I cannot condone this, and I have not done it. I have been in full-on tutorial land this week, making with product releases and stuff, and new products for Antelope Audio coming out, new plugins and stuff. Some cool stuff, actually. Interesting stuff. And the cool thing about working with a company where a lot of the stuff is recreations of vintage kit, much like UAD or other companies where they're reproducing vintage gear in software. It's quite interesting to find the approach. Short of actually going and buying a piece of vintage kit or borrowing a piece, there are other ways to do it. And these particular pieces that we've done, that the team have done, have been done from schematics and drawings and all the original circuit diagrams from the 60s. Very, very cool. I think there's been some hardware involved as well, but it's been quite interesting to learn how the plugins worked or how the recreations worked from the original manuals.
See, that's interesting. Can you now? Are there programs now that basically model I mean, I know there's companies that release bits of gear that model certain individual elements, but is there like a piece of software that you can go, right, if I put this resistor there, that capacitor there, that da 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 da, and then feed a guitar signal in there, does it come out? Do you know what I mean? Is there software now that mimics all of these individual elements?
I don't think there's actually software, but I think there is code that.
This is what same sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, in software, you'd imagine it was a GUI, wouldn't you? Some kind of
Here's
a resistor, a bit like PV Revalver.
Yes, yeah, and Positive Grid have done something similar, haven't they?
Yeah, but I think PV.
Yeah, we've got something else to say about Positive Grid later on.
Yeah.
Hold on. SDR says yes, there is a software approach to modeling electronics. Awesome, but not directly coding way.
It is in a coding way, yeah.
Right.
Yes, so that's what the guys do.
Okay.
And it's impressive. You know, when someone says, "Oh, it's always when someone says it doesn't sound like my 1176." But what you have to remember is back in the 50s and 60s, there was at least 10% tolerance on components.
Oh yeah.
So when someone says, "Oh, I've got a matched pair of U47s," I bet you haven't. Because there's no such thing. Two resistors could have been vastly different in value. Two capacitors, two op amps. Well, there were op amps. Two valves would have been vastly different. So it's interesting. It's an interesting thing to be a part of from the other side, not actually involved in the coding and the tech, but to learning about how the plugins work, not from a manual, but from the original hardware manual.
See, I've been just like looking through Reverb, and I cannot believe what's going on at the moment. There's this overpriced, there's this premium that people are putting on 1960s valves, like a valve that came out of a, like some old Mullard valve or something like that.
They refer to it as NOS, new old stock.
No, not even NOS stuff.
Right.
Not even NOS stuff, just like a Mullard valve that this particular make, and they're trying to sell them for like 350 quid. And it's just like, what are you doing? It's just like, people are just digging out these old crappy radios or something that don't, that haven't worked for ages, and they've just gone, oh, there's a Mullard valve in there. That's got to be worth. They're not worth that. They're not worth that sort of money.
This gets me on to something I wanted to talk about tonight. But we'll talk about your week first. We'll talk about what you've been up to.
What have I been up to?
By the sound of it, not a lot. Captain Vaughan rums a lot.
Yeah, no. So I've been doing there's some new software coming out from Synchro Arts. I've been doing that. I think that comes out tomorrow. I've been doing the videos for that. Cool. That's quite good. It's really good actually. Really quite impressive. Done a couple of videos for the channel. I can't remember what I did. I did one yesterday on the Boss. Waza. These things are just amazing. If anyone's got any questions about these, they're just.
I have a question about those.
Go on.
The guitar tone is coming from the headphones, isn't it?
Yeah. So all the modeling's in the headphones. Yeah.
That's crazy. Can you plug them in so you can jam along with backing tracks and stuff?
Yeah. So you can run you can run backing tracks, you can run backing tracks via Bluetooth into them, right, and then play along. The only thing that I think Boss missed on this, and I can understand why they didn't do it, is to have like an audio out jack on it, so you can just go, do you know what, I want to record with these because they sound amazing. Mm-hmm. They don't sound like it sounds like they've got this sort of spatial effects going on. So it sounds like the room they've got like room, not like
because there's positional data, isn't there? So if you set them up so you're forward, you turn, the amp then becomes the side of you rather than behind you.
Exactly, and various degrees of that as well. So as you move, it's not like, oh, it's there, it's gone. It's like it's moving as you move.
A bit like Waves NX.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same technology, exactly. But yeah, I think it'd been great with like a little audio out jack, so you could just go, do you know what, I want to record that, bosh, and it would make my job easier about reviewing them as well.
Yeah, I was thinking Sennheiser do some binaurals, and I was wondering if that would work. They look like in-ear monitors, but they're actually microphones. So you then have the microphones pointing over the top of it. Yeah.
Oh, what? Are you serious? Sennheiser do that?
Sennheiser do some. Yeah, they're about a couple £100.
Well, luckily, one of the guys, Matt from Boss, is going to lend me. He's got a binaural microphone.
Not a Neumann head thing.
No, not the Neumann head. You know it's on like a stick. I've seen them before. You know the one. It's on like a stick with two ears on it.
Similar principle to the Neumann head.
Yeah, similar thing. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and put them on that. But really, just they're so impressive. As I've been getting a little bit. Bored is probably the wrong word, but it's geared
out.
Huh?
Geared out.
Yeah, geared out, and just like and even just a little bit like guitar wasn't really exciting me for the past couple of weeks. These turned up, and it's just like that. I mean, I know they're not even brand new. They've been around for a while, but just a really interesting and brilliant idea. The fact that you can stick that on your head, and they sound amazing. If it sounded rubbish, I'd be like, oh yeah, but they sound incredible. And the little transmitter you get, this thing. No, I mean there is obviously latency, but you cannot feel the latency between plugging that into the guitar and hearing what you're playing. It's like it's immediate. It's brilliant.
Have you ever tried one of those really cheap from like Wish.com Bluetooth guitar transmitters?
Mate, you would not believe how many times I've been contacted by these Chinese companies to review exactly that stuff, and I've just gone, no. Yeah, it's just like I'm not going to review something. I think this is a thing, and we say this a lot, but this is one of our things, is that we don't review stuff that we don't like, because one thing, we wouldn't do that because it's not the right thing to do, because we wouldn't, we're not shills. We want to, you pick something up, you're excited about it, you review it because you like it, not because you're getting paid for it and stuff. I'm not getting paid to review these Boss headphones, by the way, but I know that they're amazing. They sound fantastic. Anyway,
the truth of the matter is that there are so many people doing what we do now online, and doing it very well. It's become very prevalent. I know we've said this before, the whole kind of hold your hand up if you're getting paid. Nobody minds if you're honest. But there has been times in the past, and I'm probably as guilty as anyone, where where you might be getting a bit excited about something because they're a sponsor. I have to admit, I haven't done it for a very, very long time, and I haven't done it. I don't think I've really got excited about something. I've spun reviews in the past though. Right. I've definitely gone right. So for example, there was a PV self-tuning guitar, PV auto-tune guitar.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, with auto-tune technology, with Antares.
It was genius. It was really, really clever. The only problem was the whole thing was only about 290 quid. So the guitar itself was a dog. Now, if they put it on the technology was really clever, and I was really impressed. If they put it on a guitar that was playable, you'd have gone, "This is genius." Every gigging, what's the word? Function guitar player needs this technology. It's genius.
Yeah. And also a guitar that's intonated properly.
Yeah.
Because I my Telecasters over there. Funny enough, I was talking about that today, or I was looking through them today. I was trying to play something on the Telecasters, and I'm going to change the saddle on it. They're custom shop Telecasters. They're top of the range Telecasters, but one of them hasn't got it's got the traditional
three-piece bridge.
Yeah. You can't intonate it. You cannot properly intonate that. It sounds, it's fine, but you want to play something like Mr. Brightside up the top of the neck, you can forget it. Yeah. So I'm going to get some saddles, but I'm a bit annoyed because, and I know that when you buy when you buy a custom shop, say 50s Strat Telecaster, sorry, that's what it had on it. So maybe people would be moaning if they put some adjusted bridges on it. But anyway, I'm going to change that. Anyway, we've probably got some questions we need to answer. Because we've ended our rant. SDR said yes. I know Analog Access do that for their approach. That's the way of modeling little transistors and stuff. Simon Cook, hi Simon. Safety says software transistored Oh, look, Mullard OC44 black jacket transistor plug-in, please. You probably find it on Reverb, mate, for about $400.
Probably.
SDR, same old capacitor tolerances were up to 20 to 25% tolerance. Whoa.
Yeah, that's massive.
It really can be different. That is massive. Hi, David. David's in the house. This is David from the Highland Plectrum Company, by the way, guys. So if you want some lovely metal plectrums that are made out of coins that sound amazing, check out David's work. Yeah, loads of work. K Michael P, howdy y'all from Sebastian. Hi K Michael P. SDR, I know GHS joking about clones recently on their Instagram. Yeah, I think wasn't Josh trying to sell, or he was selling his clone, wasn't he, for $5,000? No, is it $5,000 or something? Anyway, I think it was part of the fun.
I think it was a lot of money.
Yeah. What's the best EL84 amp? 40 to 50 watts. Oh, interesting.
So please, for the uninitiated in valve theory, what is an EL84 amp?
EL84 amp like a AC30.
Right. So probably an AC30.
He wants 40 to 50 watts though.
An AC80.
AC50. I think they did an AC50.
They did, I think. It was a head, wasn't it? AC50 was a head, wasn't it?
Yes, I think it was, but I could be wrong on that. Best EL84. Do you know what? If I was looking for an EL84 amp now, and I've gone off them only for the fact of every EL84 amp that I've owned, I keep blowing the valves up.
That's to do with the EL84 circuit, though. They are incredibly thirsty.
So, if I was going to buy an EL84 amp, I would go and buy. If you need 40 to 50 watts. Do you really need 40 to 50 watts? God, I'd probably go and I'd go and have a look at Dr. Z. I think
because an AC30 is louder than, the Big Bang compared to an AC30 was a minuscule event in history. A Vox AC30 on full tilt is a weapon by which it's a weapon of mass destruction,
without a doubt. It's so true. I mean, I'm sure Gibbs knows. I don't know your experience about amplifiers and stuff, and please forgive us if we're teaching
granny to suck eggs,
teaching granny to suck eggs and all that sort of stuff. But don't judge a 40 to 50 watt amp on something that you might have heard out of a transistor amp, something like a hi-fi, for example. Well, yeah, hi-fi, Spark, even positive good Spark. Again, we need to have a moan about that. Even Boss Katana. Boss Katana's a 100 watt amp. That's probably the equivalent of a 20 watt valve amp. Would you say, James?
Yeah, probably
something like that.
Say a Vox AC30 on at the place where you want it to be to get the right tone is going to hurt people.
Oh, it's so loud.
It'll also hurt your back when you have to lift the thing.
I can't imagine buying a 100 watt amp anymore. I can't imagine buying a 100 watt Marshall. There's no point anymore.
Unless you're in a stadium rock band, there's very little point.
Even then, I'm not even sure. You don't need to. That's the thing. I think you'd. Yeah,
the only 100 watt amp I want. There's only 100 watt amp I want. The real thing.
Soldano.
I want a Soldano so badly.
You don't have to get a 100 watt Soldano anymore. You can get a 30 watt one.
Yeah, but the SLO 100 has that tone that the other ones don't have. Oh,
okay, interesting.
It just does a thing. I want an SLO 100. I so want one. I really want one.
It's one of the amps that's one of the amps that I just don't get. I don't get on with them.
No, I want it.
I like the I like their snakeskin finish that they do on it. I used to have a Soldano combo that had the snake.
I know you did. It features in one of our first Studio Rex video.
It does, doesn't it? It does. Yeah, I sold why did I sell that? What?
I don't know. You're an idiot. Yeah.
Back in Black backing tracks. Need more rum. Aha. James and Paul, the Rat Brothers, so happy for you to see me today. OSIR. Awesome. Cheers, K. Michael P. Mike 8, never go. SDR 3.
Have to go, not have a go. Have to go.
Yeah, sorry. I should be wearing my glasses, shouldn't I?
You should really, shouldn't you?
When I'm reading. I'm trying to pretend that I've got good eyesight, I think. 3DIO microphone.
A 3D mic.
3DIO microphone.
Yes, you can get three-dimensional microphones. I had one for a little while. A thing called a Zelia mic. Had 19 capsules and a ball. Very
I
cool.
remember them, yeah. And they weren't expensive, were they?
Well, it was about £1,000.
Okay, not expensive for what it was.
For what it was. But it was very, very cool and really works and is a very, very cool. And they've only built Poland.
Was it made
Polish.
in the UK? It's Polish, right?
Polish,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. K. Michael P says later, Mike. David Brose says Matt from Boss makes the Yoshi interviews that much weirder. I love it. Why? Well, I don't think I've ever seen a David Brose interview. Matt is a lovely bloke. If anyone doesn't know Matt's from the Guitar Nerds podcast as well. Yeah, nice guy. Hendrikus D. Tuinman. I hope I haven't ruined that. I find the Minotaur Overdrive in my Pod Go pretty good compared to the expensive Cloncentor, to be honest. Awesome. I think it is one of those. It's one of those things that's such a. There's a money difference.
I still think that Maxon Valve Overdrive challenges anything. Gives anything a good run for its money. I think.
Awesome. The Boss Centaur on the OD 200 sounds pretty good too. Awesome. K. Michael P. It was $500,000. It was $500,000 that he was selling his. I think it was all a bit of a publicity.
Was it a bit tongue in cheek? Was it?
Yeah, and then who's the guy? Music is Win. What's his name? Tyler Laws.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the guy.
Yeah.
I think so. He made out that he bought. I don't know. Anyway, who knows? These YouTubers earn too much money. We wish.
Yeah. Moving on.
Simon Cook, what have you guys done to me? I've got an audition with the Real Live Band, first in many, many years. Any tips other than employing a standing session guitar player? Good man. Nice one, Simon.
Well done.
What's your tip? Yeah, just relax. Just relax. Don't go in nervous.
Let your guitar and your playing do the talking. Don't be all mouth and braces, because if you can play, they won't care.
That's the other thing. Don't overplay. Unless it's like an Yngwie Malmsteen tribute band or something, and then definitely overplay.
Yeah. You need to know your Mixolydian modes for Yngwie.
Harmonic minor and diminished. Yeah, well done, mate. Good one. Yeah, let us know how it goes.
Yes, definitely.
Steve Ball. Do you know what? I want me and James are talking about this, and I think we talked about it on the show and stuff. We need to get out there and do some gigs.
We do. The Studio Rats live.
Yep. Gib S. AC80 is way too heavy. Haha. AC80. What AC? That's got to be. But that's the thing. I mean, why wasn't that an iconic unit?
Wasn't that the one the Beatles played?
The Super Beetle.
Yeah.
I think the Super Beetle was transistor.
Was it?
I think so. And it wasn't actually made. So if you bought it in the UK, it was made in the UK. If you bought it in America at the time, I mean, we're talking like, I don't know what, 60s, 70s possibly.
Yeah.
It was made in America. So it wasn't actually made by Box. It was just like it was a licensed thing that someone made.
Oh, interesting.
AC15H is the head. Yeah, they do a head. They also do an AC30 head.
Yeah.
Matt's got a good point. Match this C30. That's a really good choice.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, that's a beautiful amp, but it ain't cheap.
No, but he didn't say he's got a budget.
That's
match
true.
This, match this Bad Cat. I think Bad Cat do a 8-foot. Yeah. Yeah, matches. I'd love a matches. I think matches are one of those amps that I think I've said it before. Buy one now, hold on to it for 20 years. You'll be laughing.
Matchless is one of my favourite models on the 11 rack as well.
Is it?
Yeah, it's one of those. I'd like one of those. They're a lot of money, but I'd like one.
Yeah, good amps. AC 1580. Sorry, you've done that. Gibbs, I have a 40-watt Marshall, and I want to pair it with. I have a 100-watt Katana too. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Trust me. So I'm guessing if you've got a 40-watt Marshall, you've got DSL. I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll notice a massive difference between a Marshall 40-watt and an AC 30.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh no! Dusty Hills died.
I'm not aware of who that is.
Isn't Dusty Hills from? Oh my God! See, this is what happens when I've run. ZZ Top.
Yeah. Oh, blimey. We should also mention rest in peace to Joey Jordison from Slipknot.
I've got that. I've got that all in the news.
Well, I've beaten you to it because that 46 is not old, is it?
No. Let's talk about that. We're talking about that in a minute.
All right. Sorry.
Schedule.
You can tell we plan these things.
Dusty Hill. That is sad. David Brose. I have a Hiley. What's a Hiley?
Maybe that's a Harley. I don't know.
I have a Harley. Nice. I'd like a Harley. David Brose. I have a 40-watt Mesa Boogie Nomad that is modded. The most hated of all Mesa amps. I freaking love it.
But I don't understand why the Nomad's a beautiful amp.
It's a great amp. I don't understand. I do not understand at the moment why you can go on eBay and buy a Mesa Boogie for peanuts.
There was a Lone Star was on there the other day, and I thought,
oh, so good. Lone Star,
but it was great. The 2x12, and it weighs more than an average Star. Yeah. But they're good on coasters. They normally do the coaster kit for it. Do you mean casters?
We've done this before.
We have, yeah. You call them coasters, and they're not called coasters; they're called casters.
Bless him. These.
I've got some of those. Jake throws them around the living room.
Okay. Where are we? Hating minutes. Yep. Hendrikus the Tune Man. If you have the cash, I would go Tone King head. Fabulous tubes and attenuator. Awesome. The only thing they look great. Really nice. I really like the 50s design on them. The only thing about the Tone Kings, and I could be wrong, this might be different for different ones, but I think the controls on them are quite limited. Yeah,
but still sounds amazing. I saw, I think it was C6 Steve was using them.
Oh, excellent. C6 is great.
Like, yeah, really cool. You know, that kind of clean on the verge of breakup, but it was quite a lot of breakup, if you know what I mean.
Awesome. David Brose, Dusty Hills, Easy Top. Yep. Simon Cook will do. Simon Cook, David Brose. Yes, as a friend just posted the news. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
That's very sad.
Sad news. Daniel S says, I have 2 orange micro dark heads going into 2 1x12 cabs. Killer tone and plenty loud. Plus they have effects loops. All for under $500. And not hard on the back. That's a great tip.
It's funny. I've never been a fan of orange because it's not a tone that I really like. But we did a flyaway gig a couple of years ago, and the bass and guitar were both given orange heads. And both the guys in the band said, I wasn't expecting to like this, but they made a really great noise. Now, the other amp that I always associate with orange is a company called Matt Amp. Do you remember them? Big green thing?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, this looks like a bag of, whoa, that sounds good.
Yeah. No, Matt Amp's really good. Really good. Really loud. I think they're hand built in somewhere in the UK.
The other amp that my guitar player bought was a Hamster. Great sound. Hampstead.
Yeah.
Great sound. Really cool noise.
That's quite a good shout actually for, I think they're EL84s. Really nice actually. And the trem on them is really good.
Nice.
Okay, should we do some news?
Please do.
Okay,
share your screen with the world, the viewing public at large.
There's not a lot going on. Hold on, unless I've lost the load.
No,
hold on. It's all right. It could be all right. Hold on.
Just
give me 2 seconds. I think I probably have lost a couple, but okay. Share screen. Okay, let's talk about. Are we in business?
We are indeed. 46, as we said, is not old.
Do you like Slipknot, James? What's your?
I wouldn't say I was a huge Slipknot fan.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate it. I can appreciate the musicality and certainly from a drummer's point of view, that technically what he was doing was pretty damn fine stuff.
Yeah.
It's not my bag of chips, but I get it, and I go, wow, that guy could play.
Yeah, definitely.
I do have a funny Slipknot story. A couple of years ago, we were going to do cheer at the Genting Arena, what used to be the Genting Arena is the big arena venue at the Birmingham NEC.
Okay. And
the previous year, we did 2 weekends on the trot, and Beyonce was in the middle, so we had to clear out for Beyonce to get in. And then a couple of years ago, we followed Slipknot the morning after their Get Out. So their vans and their trucks and their coach, their bus was still outside the venue as we were loading in, and they were still all asleep on it.
Awesome.
And you went in the venue, and all you could smell was, well, you know what you could smell from a Slipknot gig, right? It was rank. It was rank.
Oh man, that's not good. God, yeah.
You had to open the doors.
Yeah, that's rough. But yeah, what a shame. Good drummer. Okay, let's close that. Now, I want to talk about this.
Right,
Gibson. I don't know what's going on, but I think Gibson are getting a little bit confused with what sort of company they are, because it used to be a guitar company.
Yeah.
And then they bought, companies like KRK and you can name
Slingerland Drums. They bought Gretsch. They bought a load of companies, and you just went, oh, so you're trying to be a conglomerate.
Yeah.
And they weren't very good at that.
No.
Because they lost an absolute boatload of cash.
Yeah, and then, Gibson bought Mesa Boogie and all that sort of stuff. So now Gibson started a record company, and they're basically just going to be releasing their artists, which I'm not sure if it's... I don't know if it's a good idea or not. So they're doing the new Slash and the Miles Kennedy and the whatever they're called. I love the way they both...
See, I wonder whether the artists went to Gibson and said, you could start a record label. By the way, I'm not signed at the moment. I wonder if it went that way round.
I don't know. I think it's quite a strange thing. But can I just ask, why is it Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators? Why is Miles Kennedy, I understand that he's a fairly well-known, respected singer.
Mm-hmm.
But do you reckon, Slash said, do you want to join my band? He went, well, only if my name's not on, only if you put my name on the actual. What a ridiculous band name. Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. If I was him, whoever he is, Nobby here, I'd say I want my name. It's just, it's ridiculous. Anyway, rant over. They're doing that, and they're also doing, who's the guy that Jared James Nichol?
Yeah.
They're doing his new release as well. So interesting that Gibson are doing that, but
they've clearly found some money from somewhere, because it wasn't that long ago they were stony broke.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see if it's a good idea or not. Right, let me zoom in on this. Ernie Ball unveils. So they've done these new. Do you know what the Ball family reserve is, James?
I certainly do. It's the very limited edition guitars with all the beautiful inlays, and it's top spec, all family reserve. Yummy,
Exactly.
Yummy. Yes,
Exactly.
please.
Yeah, it's like the PRS Wood Library, or whatever company is doing there.
I'd play that.
Yeah,
That's
you
beautiful.
like that?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I'm not sure about the Floyd Rose on that.
Yeah, you're allergic to Floyd Rose.
I'm definitely allergic to Floyd Rose. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
I like the inlays.
Kind of Jaguar stroke, kind of jazz mastery, kind of a bit of a hat on it.
Yeah. That's the Stingray. That's their offset one. It's been about for some time.
Nice. Do you know what? I don't like the look of a bongo, but I've played one, and oh my god, they're great to play.
Are they?
They're so lovely to play. They're beautifully balanced, and oh god, it's a weird looking beast, but
it's
wow,
so weird.
They play well.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go with that. I hate the look of the bongo.
Who cares what they look like when they play like that? It was a pleasure to play. I actually, it's one on my list because of how beautifully it played.
Awesome. I've got a story about bongo, but it might not be appropriate, so I won't. Maybe I'll think about it. Maybe do it next.
Okay.
Okay. I thought this was interesting. So what do you think of these?
Hello. No, I like the purple. I love the purple. In fact, I really like the green. Not sure about the green with the gold scratch plate.
You're on something. That's great. That's the best one.
No, the purple and gold is the one that works for me.
Really?
As long as it has got. If the purple and gold had gold hardware, it'll be awesome.
Oh no! What are you doing?
And this, boys and girls, is why we get along so well, because we'd never buy the same guitars in the shop.
Jeez, no. Okay, so but interestingly, so this is an Anderton's special edition Fender Ultras.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So you can only get them from Anderton's. I think that's sort of just shows you the power of Anderton's now, that they can, now command to do this sort of stuff.
And they can go directly to the manufacturer and say, look, we want something, a KSP, a key sales point, if you will.
Ooh, I like that. But yeah, I think it's interesting that Anderton's, because of their YouTube channel, in effect, have just got such a powerful sort of brand now.
I like that.
That does look good, actually. That does actually look good.
But if it had gold hardware, it would look amazing.
Gold and the no. I like that. That's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So we're agreed with that. I think the Telecaster is a winner for me. That just looks nice.
You can have the telly. I'll have the Strat.
Nice. Thank you very much. Okay. At last, you found a Corey Wong?
I like what's the band? Oh, come on. The band what he's in. My brain's just completely Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. I love that stuff, and those guys are tighter than a gnat's chuff.
Aren't they just?
I'm a little uninspired by his tone, because I think his tone would come from any Strat-esque guitar into a Fender.
That's fair enough. I think he's become quite influential. He's a great guitar player.
Yeah, that's not in question. I just think his tone is a bit uninspired. I think he could be a Squire into a Fender amp, and he'd get that noise. It's very Robert. It's very Robert Cray, and I love Robert Cray.
Yeah,
I love Robert Cray's kind of. It's that kind of mid front pickup sound. It's the combination of the middle and the front pickup.
Oh, the out face job. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Yes, very much so. But that's also the John Mayer tone. Yeah,
I suppose.
With
Robert Cray definitely did it first.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing, I mean, if I can find a picture of his one, the only thing about it is, I mean, hold on, here we go. If I zoom in, I want that. I'd want all this.
All the Yeah,
I want all the battle damage.
The relicking, yeah.
And it's too clean. It's just no.
And it's probably how much is it? I bet it's a small fortune, isn't it?
Yeah, they're not cheap. I did find out.
£104. It says just up there.
£104. I think it's a couple of grand.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a great guitar.
Yeah.
But you know, he's not someone I wouldn't go out and buy his guitar off from his tone.
No, I hear you.
I'd buy an Eric Johnson Strat because I love Eric Johnson's tone.
Yeah,
agreed. His tone doesn't necessarily come from his guitar or his amps or his pedal. It's mostly down to these. But I still wouldn't buy a Corey Wong guitar because his tone is so generically Stratty.
Yeah, and I think a lot of his tone is actually like a DI'd sort of tone. It's not very ampy, is it?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's £2,249. Quite expensive, but I like it.
Yeah, it looks great. But you know, I'm with you on the relicking. I'd like some of that.
Yeah,
they'll probably do a relic version, which add another grand.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No. That's fair enough. Actually, that is fair enough. Yes, maybe. And I know that, you know, I'm sure. I mean, I can't read any of the comments at the moment, but I'm sure there's comments going, "I hate relics" and blah 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 blah, as lots of people do. Next thing. Honestly, I've had my fill. I've had my fill with this company.
Right. So at this point, I'm going to say, I have a kind of I'll say a golden rule.
Yeah.
Never be the company's beta testers.
But I wasn't a beta tester. I wasn't a.
I know you weren't, but never. But bear in mind, when a company beta tests, they maybe beta test to 1,000 people. At the most, a company will beta test to 1,000 people, and that's a high estimate. I bet their beta team isn't anything like as strong as 1,000. Wait to find out. I know with your YouTuber hat on, Paul, you were desperate to be one of the first to make a video on it and say how great it was, and I understand that.
I wasn't. I was, no, I wasn't. No. Well, you know my sort of feeling about Positive Grid anyway. But
never be a trailblazer. Always wait for someone to find out all the problems first, and then someone else to do a YouTube video about it.
I want to be the first. But yes, and anyway, so the Positive Grid Spark, that's not even mine, that is Simon, Simon, who we went Telecaster shopping with. It's his, and Simon contacted me, said, "Oh, it's just an update." I said, "Oh, okay, I'll update it. You're right if I do that, and I'll do a video on it." He was like, "Yeah, great." So I did that, and then updated it, and it doesn't work. Nothing works. I've absolutely broken it, and I can't figure out how to fix it. So I might even be buying Simon a new one. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I was looking forward to it because they've got a dumbbell and they've got a few different things. Go on.
There's a Klon in there apparently.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm a great believer in, unless someone is paying me, like if I'm on a beta team for a company and I'm getting paid to do it. Basically, I say part of my rule is I have my laptop is my demo machine. It's the one I'm prepared to have NFRs and demo software and things like that on, whereas my studio machine does not get touched, doesn't go anywhere near that shit because I need to work on it.
Mate, but this wasn't a beta, this was a release. This is a release.
I know, but even like I won't update to a Mac operating system or an app or a Windows operating system for at least 6 months.
Oh yeah,
I won't do an update of Pro Tools for at least a month.
Right.
Until the point releases come out. To fix all the problems that the whole world has then realised, because that's what the world does. I appreciate in this point we should be ahead of the curve and try and do it, but yeah, I haven't bothered to do mine yet because, hey, I've just got my amps out of storage. The last thing I need to worry about is that blooming Spark. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, don't update. Okay, I thought this was interesting. So. The guy, basically the head of Gibson, forgotten his name, Cesar something, isn't it?
Yes.
He's got a couple of these Carina, Flying V, and Explorer. That's like you'd love that, wouldn't you?
I'd love that. I would be all over that.
So you're wrong. And yeah, basically they've done copies of that. But Carina, someone can tell me why. I can't read the comments obviously, but we'll have a look after I finish here. Carina apparently is just like ridiculously expensive now. So these things, I mean, I don't even know if we've got the prices on these. Okay, price to be confirmed.
What is Carina? Is it a wood?
Yeah, it's a type of wood. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, just it's reckoned to be incredibly expensive. These two guitars, even to the point where the case comes inside another case.
If Gibson are on their promo, if they're putting price to be confirmed, it's top end of 10 grand, isn't it?
I would have thought more than that, to be honest. I'd say it's going to be more like 20, and that's the thing now, because guitar companies can do that for some bizarre reason. It is possible to have,
because there are idiots out there who will buy them.
Well, you can say idiots, or like ultimate collectors. I mean, I remember when I can't remember what Les Paul it was that came out. There was I think it was a Billy Gibbons Les Paul that came out, and they made, I can't remember, a few hundred of them. And, now they're worth an absolute fortune because they do these limited runs. Huh?
I told you my buddy Terry from Texas Thunder was who is an uber Stevie Ray Vaughan nut, was offered from Fender UK when they did the reissue, the Relic reissue, several years ago now. God, probably 20 odd years ago now. Yeah. They did the Relic reissue with even the sticker was curled up, and it was absolutely insane. They offered him one. The list was 14 grand. They offered him one for 7.
Oh,
and
nice.
he went. As much as I want that guitar, I'm just not brain dead. Even if you look at it as an investment, 7 grand tied up in a guitar.
I don't know. I think there's certain guitars you can spend.
This was 20 years ago, so that was a lot more money then.
It was a lot more money. That's fair enough. Actually, that is fair enough. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think there are certain guitars that you can, if you can afford them, and you can afford to take a punt. I think there's certain guitars you can buy, and then you can basically, when you retire, you go, providing it's in the same condition, which is a bit annoying because the guitar is meant to be played, it's not meant to be kept in a case. I think you can sell them for quite some money. And I think
truth of the matter is, a quality instrument will never lose you money. By that I mean something £1,500, £2,000 plus. A good instrument will never lose you money. Yeah. The number of times I've had parents come to me and say, I want to buy little Johnny a drum kit. And the first thing I say is, for God's sake, don't buy them something new from the Argos catalogue, because you're going to spend £300, and the week after Christmas, when little Johnny doesn't want to play drums anymore, it's worth about £2.50. And I'm not joking. Someone in the village is trying to sell one of those kits for 25 quid at the moment. Go on eBay, find yourself, and the list of not even starter drum kits, but a Premier APK or an XPK, Pearl Export. The whole world started playing drums on Pearl Exports, and I can do this for drums because obviously that's a language I speak. Go and find a second-hand one for 300 quid. It might have a ding or a nick in it. Who cares? It's going to sound like a drum kit, as opposed to that £300 thing from Argos, which is going to sound like a bag of spanners.
Yeah, I agree.
We are on our rants this evening, aren't we? We're really on form.
This is why we do this. It's our little Wednesday night opportunity to, because
it's a release. It's a release, isn't it?
No one can stop us. Right. I'm really excited about. This is finally Gordon Smith and I don't know who's designing these. Look at that.
Oh, that's a bit gorgeous.
Look at but look at everything about that. Everything about that screams classic design. That is such a great design.
I want one.
I want one. But look at that, the carve, everything about that is amazing.
Now, Gordon Smith do nice stuff, but I'm thinking that's going to be affordable.
Well, Gordon's, I mean, everything's made in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So how much do you think?
I'm going to go 1,500, I reckon.
No.
Too high?
Too high.
Ooh, I like that. All right, I'm gonna go the other way then. I'm gonna go 750.
Okay, a little bit too high. So the popular body is 12.99, and the Swamp Ash, as in that one, is 13.99.
Oh, I wasn't that much too high then.
I know, but you're still too high. But how good is that?
That's beautiful. I still like the Swamp Ash, I have to admit.
Would you go for the Swamp Ash? Yeah,
I would. Yeah, because I like the figuring is beautiful.
But have a look at this one.
Oh, look at that!
It's good, isn't it?
I'm having a crisis.
And their telly. Look at their telly.
That's really lovely, isn't it?
Really nice.
Yeah, that looks like the.
Look at that.
I don't know who makes it, but that looks like the telly that. Oh God, what's his name? Mike Stern plays.
Oh, that is a Fender, isn't it? The Mike Stern. It's the Mike. Doesn't the Mike? Oh no, it's Yamaha. It's Yamaha. Mike
it is.
Stern,
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful.
Yeah, but I think that is. Mind you, hold on. What's going on there? I don't like that. What's going on there?
I think that could be image. I'm not sure that's
okay. We'll give them that. But I think that's one of the best designed looking guitars that I've seen in.
And it's got is it a Jaguar style tremolo?
Yeah.
Lovely. And P90s, fantastic.
Yeah. So I want one of them.
Oh, that could be.
I want.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm done.
There we go.
You need to take me out. There we go. Oh,
wow.
Let's have a look. Who's in there?
Well done, sir. Well done.
Thank you.
Some good finds there.
I do take my time to find some business. Okay, what did we get to? David Process. Go on.
Sorry, you were right. You're right. You're in the right place.
Okay, David Bro says $700 for a 4x10. I'm trying to think who. Oh, maybe that's a Tone King.
Yes,
possibly. Oh, the Tone King stuff is was made in the same factory as Friedman and
Morgan Friedman,
all that sort of stuff, and Soldanos, all that sort of stuff.
It doesn't get boring, that joke, does it?
No, it doesn't get boring.
Morgan and Friedman.
K. Michael P says no orange ! Don't like them at all. Interesting.
You are entitled to your opinion, wrong as it may be.
No, yeah. Gibbs, anyone like the EVH 5153?
5150 version 3, the Mark 3.
The Mark 3
is an amazing amp. I love it. But it's the very definition of a one-trick pony.
I agree with that.
It's a great. If you like the noise, it's a great noise. If you like that noise, I nearly bought the baby version, the baby Mark 3.
Lunchbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was about 600 quid. That was the time I went into GAK and was ignored and then told to turn it down. I didn't buy that amp. See, GAK, you lost. You could have upsold me, but you lost. So there.
They're gutted. Absolutely gutted. They're still crying about it to this day. Gibbs says 6L6 or EL34. So I had this thing. So I always thought that I didn't like 6L6 amplifiers. And then
6L6 Fender EL34 Marshall, yeah?
Yeah, 6L6.
Give or take?
6L6, the non-tweed Fenders.
Right.
I'm sure there are some tweeds that did use 6L6s. So the more high powered Fenders.
Yeah.
And I had a Mezzo-Boogie rectifier, and that rectifier was 6L6. It sounded amazing. I think it's 6V6s that I'm not that keen on, and I know I'm probably going to get shot down.
They're the ones that look really odd, aren't they? They look odd as valves.
I don't know. I mean, 6V6 tend to they've got an unusual that they break up in a slightly fuzzier way, I would say.
Right.
But 6L6 or EL34s, oof.
Yeah, or 34s. I love a Marshall sound. Can't go wrong.
I wonder how much. I'd love to hear a Marshall with 6L6s to see if it actually sounded any different. Because on the Boogie rectifier that I had, you could swap out the 6L6s for 34s.
Right.
So I don't know. I think 34s are slightly tighter sounding. I think.
I like my big kind of amp saggy Marshall sound.
Nice. Peter Ludlow, your latest tube amp video, would they be better than the Katana for Gary Moore tone when you get out your Les Paul again? Hold on, read that again. Your latest tube amp video, would they be? Oh, I see what you're saying. Would they be better than the Katana? Yeah, I mean, Gary Moore.
Which era of Gary Moore? And do you have his fingers? Because the man played. I've never seen someone play so hard, so fast. The guy's technique was horrific, but yet he still made an amazing noise.
I don't think his technique was horrific. I think it was an amazing technique.
It didn't. You know, it's not Alan Holdsworth's beautiful finger down the middle of the fingerball, is it?
Gee, yeah, no. There's no. You cannot compare. You cannot compare.
Of course you
this.
can't.
It's not fair.
Of course you can't. But no, I mean, bear in mind, I'm a Gary Moore super fan.
Exactly. That's. I mean, if you listen to Gary Moore's tone and Alan Holdsworth's tone, it's like, I mean, you know, not knocking Alan Holdsworth, he was amazing. He was amazing. Not my bag at all. I'm not into it at all. I'd 10 seconds into a song, I'll be switching it off. Gary Moore, unbelievable.
You could listen to that man play one note for 10 seconds and not be bored.
My God, that is. No. Do you know what? Talk about guitar players that are missed that would, you know, still be doing some amazing stuff. That is shocking. Yeah.
But I heard Gary Moore with two Marshall DSL 100s, so not the TSLs, the DSLs, the good ones, but the new breed of
the TSL.
No, it was the DSL was the big one. The DSL was the big one. The TSL was the baby one. Or is it the way around?
No, it's the other way around.
The TSL was the big 100 watts. I saw him at the Sheffield Arena with Scars, which was Cass Lewis on bass and Darren Mooney on drums. Amazing trip, proper power trio rock. Nice. And yet he still did the old stuff. Got his Les Paul out, did the old stuff, and obviously there was some pedals on the floor and stuff. But those two amps sounded like classic Gary Moore because of these.
Absolutely.
Nothing to do with the amps. I'm a Gary Moore super fan. I have been searching, you know, I want to, one of his custom Les Pauls, his Gibson Les Paul Customs is on my super list. I will own one day.
Nice, yeah.
But the guy hasn't had an amazing tone, no matter what amp he was using. It's all Marshall. It's Marshall all the way, unless you're in the blues, oh god, still got the blues era. Sorry, my brain, too many gins. Was Soldano, was the baby Soldano, the 50 watt.
Was it?
Yeah, he used was it the Avenger, the 50 watt?
Oh, doesn't ring a bell. I don't know. You might be right there.
They did a 100 watt SLO, the SLO 100, and then there was a 50 watt. I think it was called the Avenger. I think, and that was the one he used to use because he said, I could have two of those, and both of those together weigh less than one SLO 100.
Awesome. Yes, but thanks, Peter. Gary Moore tone on a Katana. Yeah. I think you're right. I think Jane. I think, yeah, you're right about Gary Moore's fingers and stuff. He just sounded incredible. Go with
a Marshall. A Marshall sound. You're gonna get somewhere close.
Yeah, it's true. Lightning strikes. Do you guys ever use a noise suppressor gate pedal?
All the time.
Never. Not
the pedal. If it's in like the quad cortex, I will always put one at the front. But I don't have a pedal as such.
Do you know the only people that ever moan about the only people that ever get the benefit out of a noise suppressor or a gate pedal? I mean, okay, if you play the audience. Well, no. I was going to say the singer. It's always the singer that moans about the guitar. It's so noisy. It's so noisy. It's just like, that's a guitar, mate. That's what it is. It's a noisy instrument. I agree. If you're doing certain sorts of metal where you need that tight sort of sound, where you can't have any sort of noise after the initial hit, then yes, they're essential. But for any other guitar player, just live with the noise. Even in recordings, if you listen to recordings, you don't hear the noise.
No. I recorded a Boogie Mark IV.
Yeah, I had a Mark IV. Nice amp.
Yeah, the valves were dying, and it was noisy as you know what.
Yeah.
So the particular track was ba 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 ba. Awesome. And I said, I've got a pedal that will fix that. We put the Max on in the way with just a tiny bit of drive just to add something to the tone, but use the gate on that to keep opening and closing.
Nice, good choice. Gib 606. Okay, that's K Michael P's preference, I think.
That's his vote, I think. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. David Bro says the Gibson garage in Nashville is incredible. The ability to choose your body, neck, and style is very cool. Do you know that's something we haven't talked about yet? Is the on Reverb? So Gibson have it's basically the guitars that haven't sold, or a guitar that goes into say Guitar Center,
right?
And then
so you mean the ones that haven't sold?
yeah, very good. And just say it turns up with the floor, it goes back now to this sort of shop, and they basically strip it and they put sort of custom colors on it, and they do custom things like different inlays and stuff. If you live in America, I would be ruined, because I'd be looking at this every single day, waiting for the new ones to come out, going, I want that, and buying that. It's such a great thing, because you get these like unique guitars that that no one else has got. And it's so interesting just to see all the so go to the Reverb site. It's really interesting. I guess you could buy it, and then if you lived in the UK, we'd have to pay a horrendous.
I think what we should do is go there when we're there next summer.
Sounds good.
You didn't hear it from us.
Didn't hear it. Shahabar is the plural. Is the plural of James Bond? James's Bond. Oh, James Bonds.
It's definitely James Bond. If there is more than one James Bond, then it's James Bonds. If it belongs to James Bond, it's James's Bond.
Oh, that's messing my head, especially after that run. It's a good question, Shahar, and thank you for keeping things on subject.
Keeping it surreal.
Jason Wade, good afternoon, guys. Still at work, jumping in for a quick listen. Welcome, mate.
Great to have you.
Have you tried a PRS Silver Sky? Article comparing it with the new Fiora, not Flora, this month in Guitarist. Very nice.
I've seen it.
I haven't tried a Silver Sky.
I've seen it because a little while ago we were at East West.
What, the Silver Sky? They've been about for ages. You talking about the Fiora?
No, the Silver Sky. I haven't played it because a little while ago we were at East West Studios in Hollywood, and we were in Studio One where a certain Mr. Mayer was recording, and there was a whole line of them in one of his flight cases.
Was that when I was there?
No, it was the year before when Rex and I went. A couple of years before when Rex and I went. Because in the car park it was Steve Jordan was playing drums. Pino was on bass, and all three of them had parking spaces next to each other. Very cool. Very cool.
Nice.
Sweet. And then there was Rex and I in our hire car.
So what would I buy out of a Fiora? I'm going to let James say it.
Fiora.
Well, it's Italian, so I thought you wanted to put.
Fiore.
Thank you. Or Silver Sky. I would still buy a Silver Sky. I think the Fiore is a little bit. It's a little bit too. I think there's companies that already do that, like Sir and other companies that already do that sort of style of instrument. I thought it was quite an interesting thing that PRS did it, but I would go for Silver Sky personally.
Am I missing something?
Yeah.
That other than if you have an endorsement with PRS and you have to play one of their guitars, why would you buy a Silver Sky when you could just buy a Strat? Or am I missing something?
Yeah, because it's basically he's sort of taken a vintage Strat to the next level.
Right. Okay.
I think. I mean, I really need to try one. I've held one. And I thought, oh, I don't like the volume and tone control. They felt very, very. They're obviously not cheap because it's a PRS, and everything on PRS is very high quality and fantastic. But they were really loose. They were like do you remember those old Squires in the 90s, James? That had the, you picked up an American one and it had some movement to it, and you picked up like the Squire and it's just like. It felt a bit more like that. Obviously, they were high quality pots, and that's obviously what John Mayer wants to go for with sort of speed pots.
Yeah,
maybe. But I think I really love the Silver Sky. I think the Silver Sky looks fantastic, and
I like the pink one as well.
Do you? You like the pink one?
I think the pink one looks really cool. It doesn't look. This sounds harsh. It doesn't look cheap, whereas I think the silver finish looks quite cheap.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
I really like they do like a olive drab sort of. That's a Gibson color. It's like an olive. It's like an olive cut. It's really nice. Really nice. Anyway, God, we need to get through some of these, don't we? No maple neck on those fenders. Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Simon Cook says Voltec.
Yes, he was right. I got there in the end.
I'm a bit lost. I think Anderton. Right. I've got it, Matt. I think Andertons are doing something with Chicago Music Exchange and Fender exclusive runs. Yeah, they did that with the Gibson SGs, which I thought was really good. Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't realize that this run is the same. It's the same with CME, but excellent. David Brove says, I would have traded Robert Cray and Clapton for Steve Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I mean, I've actually got, I've seen Clapton 3 times, 2 of which I thought was amazing. The third, the middle time, I was like, really? I'm paying a lot of money for this? And it was very drab. But yeah, I've seen Robert Cray a couple of times as well, but obviously never got to see Steve Ray Vaughan, but would have loved to, because again, the energy and the emotion of that man. Not a light player, shall we say?
Oh, it's another sort of Gary Moore thing, isn't it? He's got that heavy touch that just sounded incredible. I've got a Clapton story actually. Excuse me, and I'm not even sure I should be talking about this, but anyway, Clapton lives in my village, and I
think you'll find you live in his village.
No, it's my village, mate. Anyway, there's this gorgeous pub up on the hill, which is called the Windmill.
Mm-hmm.
That was Clapton's when Clapton was going through his, should we say,
did he have a liquid diet phase?
That sort of phase. That was his place. Basically, it's right next door. A few doors away. When I say a few doors,
it's about 5 miles because Clapton.
No. But like it's very near his house. They wanted to put up a music license in the pub. Clapton didn't want it. Clapton didn't want a music license in this pub. This is recently. This is fairly recently.
Right.
Clapton decided to buy the pub so they couldn't open the music license. The pub doesn't exist anymore, as in the pub was standing there until last week when it burnt down.
What surprise?
No. Yeah, no, we can't say no. No, there's nothing. It's nothing like that. But what a shame. But I'm gutted that Clapton one of our
biggest exponents of. Right. So I'm gonna slightly trump that a little bit. Obviously, not with level of legend status, but who in the UK is known as being one of the biggest exponents of new and exciting music. When I say music, I mean bands. A person what has a band,
yeah,
well known, has a BBC TV show for being a massive exponent.
I know what you're going to say on this. I know you're going to say because we've obviously both played at that venue.
Played there. Right. So
this is a good story.
So Jules Holland is, for any of you outside the UK, Jules Holland was originally the keyboard player and pianist in Squeeze, who are an amazing band, written some incredible songs, proper songwriters and proper players, great band.
Yeah.
He done very well for himself with his rhythm and blues orchestra, and Jules is now known for his BBC Two show Later with Jules Holland.
It's amazing. It's really good.
It's great because you get to see some amazing current acts and some up and coming acts and some legends. It's amazing. There is a venue down in Kent called Cooling Castle Barn. Jules owns Cooling Castle next door. Cooling Castle Barn, if you're a band, a function band, don't bother playing there. There is no point because Jules, the biggest exponent of live music in the UK,
doesn't like
live music. He phones the venue and says it's too loud. Every Friday, Saturday, every wedding, basically, he phones up and says, turn it down or I'll get your license taken away. To me,
I can prove this because I've had exactly the same experience in exactly the same venue.
Yeah.
Obviously different band.
Different band. But yeah, I've played there. I've done gigs there a number of times and I might as well have spent the whole night on hot rods. And if you're a drummer, that is like stabbing you in the heart.
Yeah. It's that is a bit of a weird thing. I mean, the thing is, like, his house is amazing. It must be hard. It must be. Oh, anyway.
I've been to his place in Greenwich as well. He's got a folly in Greenwich, which looks like what's the place out of The Prisoner?
But I'm not a number.
Yeah, I'm not a number. But basically, there's a place in Greenwich.
Right.
From the front of it, there's something. Port Merion is the name of the place in The Prisoner, and it's actually in West Country somewhere.
All right.
But he's built this kind of street with kind of buildings and stuff, and his studio, which he uses for his Radio 2 show, is in there. They've got a big SSL 9000 console. An SSLG console. Right. Big studio. And it's very close to where I used to live. And it's a great space. It's an amazing space because it's properly like walking down a street in Port Merion. You're walking down a street in The Prisoner. Jules is a massive The Prisoner fan.
Interesting.
Incredible place. But yeah, what a nightmare to have a venue next door where a music legend lives.
But do you reckon he's just listened to it going, this is crap? He wouldn't mind if it was a good band.
Well, I'd hope. But by the nature of the fact that your band and my band were both told to turn down, I don't think music quality has anything to do with it. Because I don't think either you or I would put our names with bands that were shite.
I can't remember that. I can't. No, I do know. Okay.
Anyway,
here we go.
So, Jules and Eric, be told, we're coming for you.
Sorry, yeah, that was a big segue from David Brose's question. Gibbs,
sorry.
I grew up thinking new guitars were all shite and cried every time I unintentionally relic something. There is your comment. No. So you grew up thinking new guitars were the shite. I see. I hear what you're saying. No. No, never worry about dinging something because they're meant to be played.
Yeah, if you were playing, if you dinged it while moving it from one place of storage to another, be upset. If you dinged it while playing it, it's part of playing. It's got a story. It's got a story to that ding now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, certain guitars age better than other guitars. So, like, nitro finish guitars, when you ding them, they ding in a nice way, as opposed to like the plastic
polyurethane type.
Exactly. Yeah, when they crack and stuff. But yeah, you can always get things refinished if you have. I know it's expensive, but you can always get it refinished.
If the insurance worth it, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I worry about, the only thing that I worry about, and even though it's probably nothing to worry about, is like Gibsons with the headstock.
Mm-hmm.
Take like a Les Paul live. I was thinking, the amount of times where I've knocked over guitars, or someone else has knocked over guitar, or the father of the bride comes in and wants to do a speech and he's drunk and he knocks over a guitar and stuff, or even picks it up and then drops it.
You are way too kind to your guests if you let the pissed up punters anywhere near the stage. I've been known to throw drumsticks at people for getting on my stage and hurting them bad. I've got a set of 2B sticks just ready for aiming at people. We had that kind of alley deck, steel deck stage stuff. Where you get that along the front.
Yeah.
We had a guy who tried to jump up on stage.
Yeah.
Absolutely plastered. His heels fell off the edge of the stage, so he fell down sort of a couple of feet. He then racked his back down the sort of the corner of the steel deck stage, and then cracked his head open on the back of the steel deck stage. I tell you what, we played for 40 minutes that night. Rest of the night was a write-off because of the ambulance and paramedics coming to take him away.
It does annoy me. It's funny because I like a beer, as you like a beer, but I being a musician, not to be a dick when a band's playing.
Right, here's one. I saw this on a Facebook thing the other day. Drinking and playing, yes or no?
For me,
yeah.
Well, you've heard me play when I've been drinking.
That's true.
I'm shocking. I'm the worst guitar player ever.
I'll have, and this is mainly due to timing because of driving. I'll have a beer before I play. Yeah. Before the set.
Yeah.
I'll have one in the middle, and that's it. 2-pint limit, because that way, the middle of the set, the gap is probably 10 o'clock, probably.
Okay.
I'm not then driving anywhere till at least 12:30, 1 o'clock. By the time we got out and loaded,
I'd fall asleep. I think I just don't drink on gigs anymore. I mean, if it was a pub gig or if I was staying over, I wouldn't mind. But I think
no, 2-pint limit on a gig. Yeah, and no one. That rule does change if it's a London gig, and I was on public transport.
Right, nice.
And there's a free bar.
No, oh yeah, nice. Got make the most of that. Okay, anyway, we're really getting off tangent, aren't we? Okay, Gibbs, I got a new Les Paul 2020. Love it. Cryogenic Frets. Plecked out. Oh, nice. Cryogenic Frets. Wow.
The steel, I think, is cryogenically frozen to lock in the hardness of the.
I love. Yeah, I love steel frets. I think steel frets are a thing that's, completely underrated. I think they sound great. I really like the extra
zing.
Yeah, in the steel fret. And they don't wear out. Fantastic. The H. Hold on. Shahar's saying the H in Swampash is silent. Come on, James.
What, swamp ass, isn't it? Swamp ass.
Swamp ass.
I think he's being. Maybe I could be missing it. I've been trying to work that one out for a while, but who knows?
I like his humour. Gibbs says P90s are the new old humbucker. It's
Agreed.
True. P90s are really trendy at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, I want a P90 guitar. I want that Gordon Smith guitar with P90s.
I sent him a message saying, please, can I review it?
And then buy it.
Maybe, but we'll see. I've got too many guitars. Karina is a mahogany cousin, white and black limber. Black limber makes a great fretboard. Interesting. Cheers, Michael P. So you learn everything. You learn something new every day.
You don't have to know everything. You just have to know where to find out. And here we are.
Yeah. So cheers, Michael P. John Waller, I agree. I only use a noise suppressor when I play metal. Awesome. Safety says, but how does a noise gate go away from the mix? How does a noise go away from the mix? How do you deal with it in the mix? To be honest, when the guitar's playing, it's playing. When the guitar's not playing, you chop that out. But that's a standard practice. Has been ever since automation and before automation. Yeah. You remove everything that's not in there. When the guitar's playing, you don't hear noise. No. I've never ever played a guitar track or heard a guitar track where the noise is louder than the guitar.
I'm sure there's been some Metallica recordings, but hey.
Simon Cook, I bought a Mesa Boogie Mark IV from Soho Soundhouse years ago. Carried it by hand. Oh man, that's so heavy.
Oh my god,
so heavy. See, I had one with I had a Mark IV with coasters on it.
Bless you.
Yeah, by hand on the tube to Victoria Station to get the coach back to Devon. Gee, hold on a second. You put this thing in a coach? Had to get Hope to praise my fingers off the handle. Oh mate, that is so heavy. Do you know what? I was rehearsing with the band. I had a Mark IV, and the sound engineer decided to put it up on a sort of stand,
a beer crate type thing.
No, it was like we were rehearsing at was it No Miss? Do you remember No Miss Studios?
Yeah.
You know, really decent studio. And they put it up, and then someone walked past it and knocked it over. It went smack on the floor. A load of the knobs just went snapped off and stuff. But such a heavy, cost me a fortune to get it fixed.
Yeah. And the person, of course, offered to get it paid for. The person who walked past and knocked it off.
That would have been nice, wouldn't it?
I was joking. Yeah.
Yeah. Simon Cook, I'll never do that again. Yeah. Those boogies are really heavy. And the thing about the Mark IV and the Mark V that I found is that you get a sound that you like, and then you touch something, and the sound completely changes, and you just go, I hate that sound. Oh, I touch it back a little bit. I love that sound. It's so everything reacts to everything else. It's such
it's very sensitive amps. Yeah,
difficult amp to dial in. Steve Ball says, I'm a bit behind on the stream on the subject of guitar prices. Is the dilemma I'm having either getting the Epiphone Les Paul Special for $350 or the Gibson for $1,200-ish? Don't think that's dilemma. I wonder what we were talking about.
I don't know.
We can't remember what the dilemma was. What we're talking about. We're waffling on tonight, Steve. So apologies.
And he also says, and Paul, have you tried the Line 6 Power Cab yet?
I've got it over there, and I think until the point where I can take out where I'm thinking of selling it, to be honest, because right. I don't think I'm going to use it. Because I was thinking of, just taking it out if I need like a modeling cab, a cab that, I can play, like the Core Cortex, for instance. If I want to go out live with the Core Cortex, just take that out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'll be taking the Core Cortex out live. Don't know yet. Yes, we'll see. But no, I haven't tried it. Matt Wright says Universal Audio are having a break from the office hours. Thank God. They've been doing that for quite some time, haven't they?
Poor Drew.
They said they'd be back in the foot. Oh my word! This is unprecedented. James,
Blimey.
We can't hear that. We couldn't hear you clapping.
What?
We couldn't hear the claps.
Of course you can.
No. Oh, maybe they can. I can't. Okay, maybe
can.
It's that. They can't. Yeah, I normally can.
I'll play it again because
I think I've got to give the man a clap. That is incredibly generous of you, Lim. Thank you very much. That is really nice of you.
Wow.
That is gonna...
2 bottles of Baby Sham tonight, then.
Yeah, Lim, can you, with your generosity, can you put the sort of, how should we say?
The request for our girly drink for this evening.
Yes, we want the name of the girly drink we've got to buy with that. But that's
as Al Murray would say, fruit-based drink for the ladies.
Thanks, Lim. Thanks again. That's really kind of you.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Where are we?
Matt Wright, Universal Audio.
Thanks, Matt.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So they're having a break from the hours of YT stream. They said they would be back in the fall with a big Luna update and new hardware. Oh, interesting. Could James's mission control be on the way? We haven't done. It's a really good question. Unfortunately, James now works for a company that are rivals. When I say works for a company, James does work for a company that are rivals with Universal Audio. So we're a little bit out the loop now, aren't we, with what Universal Audio are doing? I'm
actually forbidden via my contract to work. There are 3 companies I'm forbidden to work for. UA are one of them. So sadly, I can't work for them. But I do like paying my mortgage. Therefore, you know.
Can I just say? So I was doing lots of stuff for Universal Audio, and I was told I was going to get the pedals. I was going to be reviewing the pedals. Never got sent the pedals, so I don't know what's going on with them. So unfortunately, we don't know, but it's a good idea.
Mission control has to be new hardware, or of course, or the big news will be they've gone ARM. They've gone away from Sharp and they've gone to ARM chips.
That's been on the cards for some time, though, isn't it? I guess.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah, you could be right there. You could be right. Yeah, interesting. Oh, Balloon Music Media took your advice and bought an APB. Wow. Nice one, mate.
And how are you finding it? Other than it's in the rack where I left it. It's a brilliant thing. And you'll get lots of love from Colin and the team at DSP for buying that. They're incredible. Paul, I know you loved it.
I loved it. I wish I had one. I can't quite justify it because I'm doing less and less studio stuff. I couldn't really justify it. But it's really good. It's really
very,
good.
very cool. Yeah.
Gib S, if you're not familiar with a Plek machine, check it out. I'm very familiar with a Plek machine. It makes
Chandler's have got one, haven't they?
Chandler's got one, yeah. Yeah, I've had lots of guitars Pleked. Yeah, really good.
Very
cool. Good. Very good. K Michael P, then you adjust the truss rod and have to do it again.
Well, what you do is you get them to set it up and then you pay for the extra for being Pleked at the end of the process. That's the way to do it.
Queen of Silku Guitar. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well as well, mate. Hope the YouTube channel is doing good. He does some good stuff. Simon Cook. I had an audition at Noma Studios when I was 20. The guy came out dressed in all leather, let me up and down. I went back to the studio. Came out a few minutes later and said, "Sorry, mate, we're not going to try you out." Mind you, I was dressed like a twat. I've done that, mate. Where I've turned up to an audition, probably with the wrong shirt on, and I could see the manager making a phone call. Brilliant. Noma Studios. I don't even know if it's still there. Good studios.
Yeah, it's like what was the place on Hackney Road? Premises was another one I used to use all the time.
I don't know Premises. I don't know
on Hackney Road.
What's the one down in Bermondsey?
Terminal.
Terminal. Yeah, I like Terminal.
Long gone now.
Has it? I loved it because it was such a. Every time I went in there, there was always it was so rock and roll in there, and there was always like you look around, there's like someone famous. There's always someone famous there. I loved it. Yeah. Gibbs. Well, I'm sorry you didn't get the gig, Simon. Well, I guess the lesson to be learned from that is wear double leather next time you do a gig. Maybe we should do that for who had the audition up at the beginning.
Oh, I can't remember.
Let's have a quick look.
It was Simon. It was Simon, wasn't it?
Was it anyway? Yes. Yes, yeah, it was Simon Cook. Yeah, Simon. So there's our tip. Well, it's a tip to yourself. You've got an audition coming out. It's double leather, maybe triple. Wear like a waistcoat as well.
Or got that double denim. That's always it's a winner. Double leather, double denim. Who knows?
Yes, your truss rod adjustment will put it back to where the frets are perfect. So no. Yeah, it's true. It's once the frets, it's like the ultimate fret dress. They're absolutely perfect. K Michael P. I'm talking 6 months later. No. It's honestly, I've every guitar that's been plecked. You don't have to. Just if you want to adjust the truss rod, it's fine. Obviously, if you're playing it like like anything, you're wearing down the frets. Obviously, then that goes with anything. No, James, nothing. I don't know.
No idea.
Okay.
No idea. No idea. Sorry.
It's a shame. We're not very quick without answering the questions. Gibbs, so am I. If your neck is changed, put it back. David Brose, James, your internet is on point now. Yes, it is for once.
I did a speed check. Of course, this is going to put the kibosh on it. But I did a speed check before we come on air. I'm getting 43 down and 10 up. That should be enough. Okay. I'm also using Wi-Fi, not using the hardwire, which has been the difference. Normally, I start on the hardwire connection. So I'm going to stick to Wi-Fi.
Maybe just got like a dodgy cable somewhere. Anyway.
Don't know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's working.
Simon Cook, I answered the Pretenders ad around that time as well. They asked me if I've been in any name bands. When I said no, they just put the phone down. Oh, that's a shame.
We were talking about the Pretenders off air, weren't we?
We were, yeah.
Very strange. Because I said I found a new guitar, and you said it's been around for a while. But you didn't know that the forerunner, Dominic Miller, used to play in the Pretenders.
No, I didn't know that.
He of Sting.
Great guitar player.
Yeah. Amazing guitar player. You only have to listen to some of the voicings to know. Yeah, that's Dominic Miller.
See, that's really crap though, Simon. That they didn't give you a chance because you hadn't because you hadn't played in a name band. That's so short-sighted. Well, it's a classic rock band he's auditioning for. Oh, they are, mate. Triple leather. Leather.
No, but you could go leather shirt, jeans, and go like half an. You could go or leather trousers, denim, leather trousers, denim, or leather waistcoat type thing. Like a Hell's Angel, and that way you either look like an out of work roadie,
or Rob Halford, which I don't think anyone should look like. Maybe that's the leather trousers and the leather waistcoat without anything underneath. Oh, that's wrong.
That's very Doug Aldridge, isn't it?
I guess it is. Yeah, he's still sort of stuck in that sort of. I mean, it's weird, isn't it?
He does play for one of the biggest rock bands on earth, though. Whitesnake.
Is he still playing for Whitesnake? And are they really the biggest rock band on earth?
No, they're certainly up there, aren't they? Coverdale has sung with amazing people. He's a legend.
Yeah, he is a legend. Yes, you're right.
They're actually touring with Europe and with Boston, I think it was. I was like, I'd go and see that gig.
Well, it's like a Butlins tour or something. What is it?
How dare you? How very
no, it's great. It's great. Anyway, going back to that, it is weird, like how people dress. Like Aldrich, and like he probably wears that all the time. And if you saw a guy walking down your local street, especially where you live or where I live, like sort of small provincial villages, it'd be you'd be like, geez, what's going on there? Anyway,
yeah. Well, actually, not round here because our local bass player is Susie Quattro.
Oh, awesome! Oh, they are then. That's fine. Well, there's double denim for you.
That's right, Stephen James, Foreigner, Whitesnake, and Europe. I want to go and see that tour. That's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, Foreigner. It's
Boston at Butlins.
Very dare you. I'm only messing about. Okay, where are we? Okay, Melody Strong says, what would you recommend for studio gear for someone going solo? Really good question.
A Strat, A Les Paul.
Hold on. Are they asking? He's saying studio gear. Melody's saying studio gear. So.
Okay. All right. So you need a microphone, an interface, a computer, and some speakers.
Okay. Let's be really quick. So we can move on. Go through your list of that, and I'll do my list, and then we're done.
So computer, Mac or PC, it doesn't matter. Whatever you can afford. Interface, you don't need much. I would go an Antelope Audio Zen Go because they're really cheap and they sound great. Microphone, I would probably go, depending on your budget, spend 500 quid, you're going to get an amazing microphone. Speakers, find some you like is the honest answer. Go to a decent shop, say how much money you have and try a few. Take a CD or an iPad or an MP3 with you or whatever, and play some. Find some you like. Anything by Focal, anything by KRK, anything by I think it's one of the brands. Paul, speak good.
I'm going to do my list in a minute, but I'm actually going to do this properly as opposed to just.
Well, I'm doing it quickly, pick it out of the air. So basically, yeah, that's mine. Basically, listen to some speakers you like.
Get a Mac. Get a Universal Audio Apollo. Microphone. Get a Warm Audio 87.
Good shout.
And speakers. Get a this one I haven't thought about. It depends on your budget, but get some if you can afford it. I mean, it depends. You know, there's such a massive range here, but I would say, what those little Focal, the solos, love them.
Yeah,
they sound awesome. Yeah. Love those.
All the little shapes. So they do a shape solo now.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. The cheaper ones as well. Really good. Really good. Anyway. Okay, where are we? Andy Johns. Hi guys. Did that Boss GT1 fee compared to the GT1000 and the Quad Cortex and Valve amp sounded great? Fee. Sorry, Andy. Let me just. Did that Boss GT1 fee? Oh, feel maybe.
Yeah.
Feel maybe the L's missing. Did the Boss GT1 feel compared to the? How did the Boss GT1 feel compared to the GT1000 and the Quad Cortex and the Valve amp? Sounded great. Oh, cheers, mate. The GT1's really good actually. The GT1000 feels the best. Well, the Valve amp feels the best. GT1000, the Quad Cortex GT1, they're great. All really good. All really good. And honestly, the GT1 is a really good choice and really reasonably priced. Really good. Sitting on the fence a little bit, aren't I?
No, I'm gonna go. For me, it'd be Valve amp first because they sound great. They just it's a feel thing. You get more feedback from a Valve amp than you do from a modeler. Yes,
I agree. But the GT1, if that's your budget, you will not be disappointed. It's fantastic. Pete left the house, James. I reckon that's what it was. Pete was living.
I think he's moved out at last. Hey, Matt Boudreau's in the house this evening.
Ah, awesome. I can't see. I haven't got. Oh no, sorry, he's just under. Greetings, gents. Hope you're both well. Yes, we're very well, mate. Hope you are well. Simon Cook. Well, I'm from Devon. Simon Cook, where's James's dungeon?
Under my house that no one knows about.
No, not your little sex dungeon. Your I think it means where do you live?
I am in. I've just moved from southeast London. I'm up 2 months ago. I moved to the wilds of Essex, a little place called Great Dunmow, which, if you've ever flown into London Stansted, I'm the village or the town next door. There you go.
There you go. Oh, really? You're that close to Stansted, are you?
I'm 6-minute drive to Stansted.
Oh, right. Excellent.
Sadly, it's Stansted is a holiday stroke European airport. There's no long haul to the US because that would have been really sweet.
It would have been. Okay. Stephen James, foreigner, Whitesnake, Europe.
Yeah.
We did that. John Randall, Boston at Butlins. How very dare you? Give us. Are there? What's that? Andy Johns. How did that come up?
What?
How can you not see that? Something's popped up on our screen. Andy Johns, yes, sorry. How does that come up?
How'd you do that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well done.
Someone's done something we haven't seen before. Are there a lot less places for gigs? Are there a lot less places for gigs now? I think I don't think we know at the moment. I think I don't think we're going to know probably for another. I reckon we'll know around sort of Christmas time. What do you reckon?
I was about to say Christmas will be the turning point, because at the moment places are surviving, as in pubs and venues are surviving on their government handouts and all the stuff that's kept them alive while being shut down. So many places have shut down. I know that for a fact. So many places were very, very close to being shut down had they not gone cap in hand to their local council or government and said, "We need some money, please, stay alive." By that I mean theatres and bigger venues. So many pubs have shut. I know that. But I also know that pubs and venues are opening up again. A friend of mine, her local gig is the piano. Trumpet Karen, her regular gig is the Piano Works in West End, and they've opened up again. So she's gigging a million nights a week again. So yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Have you just turned your aircon on?
No, I just turned it off. It's raining outside. I don't know if that makes any difference.
Ah, okay.
Okay. How did it feel? Matt Wright says Adams. Yes, Adams. That's another good choice.
Adams, another great shout. I've just realised my patio door's open. That's why I can hear the rain.
Oh. Okay. I think we answered Andy's question, and I don't know how we did how that happened. Can you see it now?
I can. I could see it before. I don't know how he's done it. Well done. Great hide.
How do we do this?
I don't know. There we go. There we go.
Go on.
That's because I can hide it.
Oh, maybe it was you. Maybe you nudged something and you actually put it on there. Anyway.
Yes, I can.
Oh, look at this. This has changed the way we do stuff.
I didn't know that. That's a new thing. That's a new thing. That's a recent addition to StreamYard. There's a few things changed recently. So I have to say, if anyone saw this morning that we put a video out early doors that all of a sudden vanished, that was me getting the upload and the setup process for this wrong.
Can you put the next question, please?
This one.
Love it. Yes, nice. Oh, look at this. This is great. We should do this every time. Thoughts on the Headrush gig board, James?
I love it. I absolutely loved it, and the reason is because it's 11 rack technology.
That John's playing.
I do too. I nearly bought. I was very close to buying one actually. When all things were taking a very, very long time with the Quad Cortex, I nearly bought one because I was very impressed with them at NAMM. I will tell you a quick story, and I don't normally do this, but I was feeling quite arsey this morning when I saw the post from Neural about something's coming very soon.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I then put a comment. Well, if it's anything like the waiting time for a Quad Cortex, it won't be very soon at all.
Nice. Did they respond to that?
No, they didn't. Funnily enough.
Funny that. Okay, next question, please, James.
Loving this.
Like this. This is great. Melody Strong. Thanks. I'm looking for a budget of around $1,000 US, give or take a little. I have a PC, a Les Paul, and a Katana Mark 2 50 watt, and a nice Epiphone acoustic. So you've got $1,000 to spend on an interface and some speakers.
A mic and some speakers.
Okay. Interface, mic, and speakers. So
get a new interface because that's the bit you want to get new. And for that, I'm sorry, Paul. Unfortunately, $1,000 blows your UA Apollo out of the water. Get yourself for about £350. What's that in dollars? About $500. Get a Antelope Audio Zen Go. They're brilliant, bus powered. Jobs are good. Get a secondhand mic and secondhand speakers on eBay, and save yourself some dough.
See, okay.
That's what I reckon.
Okay. See, I think the interface. I wouldn't mind buying a second-hand interface. I'd prefer to buy a new microphone.
Maybe in COVID times, probably a wise move.
Yeah, no, but you've got a point. You've got a good point. Yeah, so if you're looking for, as James has said, secondhand microphones, I tell you what was really good, which I thought was really good, the Aston microphones.
Yeah, the Spirit or the Spirit or the Origin are great mics, and they're not that much money.
No, they're not much money. So get one of them, an Aston Spirit or Aston. What's the other one?
The Origins is about 230 quid. I speak pounds, not dollars, but yeah.
And as Matt said earlier, get yourself a pair of Adams monitors. What are the little ones?
No, better still. Do you know what the IK Multimedia iLouds, the baby ones? They're amazing. They're amazing. IK Multimedia iLoud speakers. They're dirt cheap and they sound amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, next question, please, James.
Don't get too carried away.
Wouldn't it be nice? K. Michael P says, wouldn't it be nice if see this is nice and then we can see people as well?
Yeah,
this is nice. We can see what people look like. I'm loving that big cigar you got there, K. Michael P. Wouldn't it be nice if we referenced our comments for you guys? Too many. Yes, that's a really good idea. Actually, that is nice because sometimes because of the
lag, come
lag,
out of sync. Yeah,
they come out of sync, and we're talking about something. We're waffling on about something for ages. Cool. Yeah, anyway, that's fine. You can go with that one. Yeah, that'd be great. So if people can reference their questions, thanks, K. Michael P. That'd be amazing. Gibbs, do you like the Amp 1 blue guitar? I love the Amp 1, the blue guitar Amp 1. I think it's unbelievably good.
Okay, there we go. That's you heard it here first.
So much so, Thomas Blug is coming on the show in a few weeks, and so anyone got any questions, they can ask him. Very talented man. Simon Cook says, "Are you using S-Gear, Paul, or have the Amp 1 and Neural taken over?" That's a good question. So, I mean, I'd always have a preference over some hardware that I can physically that's tactile, that I can physically touch and change things, as opposed to using a mouse. The S-Gear sounds amazing, and if you use amp plugins, S-Gear is definitely the one to get. But
yeah, I agree with that. It's amazing. Yeah. And actually, if you're a Slate user, if you've got a Slate All Access Pass, you get S-Gear as part. No,
not anymore. No. Not anymore.
Oh.
Not anymore.
I just took that back.
Next question. I like it. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Anytime. Braxel says, I have a 1972 50-watt Marshall and want to capture it on the Quad Cortex. Nice. And I have an Ox and a Captor X. Nice. Got some nice gear. I also have the original Marshall cabs, but I don't want the neighbors to hear. Please advise. Amazing. So the way that I've captured...
Can't you just capture the head, can't you? You don't have to capture the whole shebang.
Well, you still have to... Only if you can take a line out of the head.
But you can load it through the aux, can't you?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's exactly... So you can do what James says, and you can basically plug it into the aux and switch off all of the aux processing, and then just capture that and then load in a cabinet of your choice. Or what I've done in the past, I haven't got a Captor X, I've got a Captor Studio. What are they called? Two notes.
Torpedo
Studio, which is the same sort of thing. I get the sound that I want on the Torpedo, and then capture that sound. So I've got an amp head going into the Torpedo, coming line out of the Torpedo, going into the Quad Cortex. Capture that. Job's a good one.
Good shout.
Matt, right, UA solo, then Luna is free. That's a good shout.
Very good point. Good point for Melody there.
That is a really good yeah, we didn't talk about DAWs.
No, we didn't.
That is a good shout, actually. I think Matt should be answering this question. Yeah, the Universal Audio Solo is a really good unit if you only need 2 inputs. Really good.
And if you find a second-hand one, they were called... What were they called before? They were called the Solo. They were called the... Universal Audio.
I thought they were called this.
No, before it was a solo, it was the Arrow.
Yeah,
Arrow. So find a second-hand Arrow. It's actually a UA solo, and then you get Luna for free.
Okay, nice one. You do the next question?
Sorry, I'm being told to stand. My watch is telling me to stand up.
Oh, David Brose, what a used 57 costs $50.
He's got a point. A 57 or 58 is not a bad start. If you're a singer-songwriter wanting to record, it's not a bad place to start.
No. Yeah, absolutely. However,
I have just had a thought though. Audio-Technica AT20 is AT2020 is an amazing large diaphragm condenser for about 120 quid.
Right.
Incredible sounding condenser mic. So, like all these things, you think of stuff and you go, "Oh yeah, I really enjoyed that." I think Audient did a pack with Audio-Technica, where you got the mic, a pair of headphones, the interface, and all the sort of cables and bits and pieces for about 250 quid. Now, if you can get one of those, that's a really good shout.
Yeah, Personas do that sort of stuff as well. They do like whole packages and stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I mean, go back to David's question about the about a sort of a 57. Is, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got its place, but it's not. I wouldn't choose to record a vocal through a 57.
No, but plenty of people have.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, for Bloog. Awesome. Yeah, it's coming on. UA Arrow. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. Nice one. Melody Strong been trying Cakewalk as a door. Great. If you're getting on with Cakewalk, it does everything that
they all do.
And I think Cakewalk is free. I've got a feeling that since it was bought by that Chinese company, it's free now.
Yeah.
Brexel. Cool. I just don't want to run my amp and wear it out, but I want to capture it so I can play it any time I want without worry. My wife says the amp smells old when I fire it up. I said what to expect. Yeah, the thing is, I think you need to work out what's more important to you, your amp or your wife.
Oh, mate, stop there. Just stop.
Come,
there.
let me. I've had this rum. I'm having a nice time now. Yeah, no. I get it. It's amps. I mean, James and myself are quite lucky because our music gear is in a separate place to the
Family.
house. Yeah. But I think if I started bringing in smelly old 70s amps, my wife wouldn't be happy.
Speaking of which, well, because of course at the moment I'm not in a separate space to the rest of the house. I'm in the house.
Yeah.
This week,
yeah,
I've pulled the trigger on the new studio.
So hold on a sec. Has your planning permission come through?
No, as in I've pulled the trigger on the early process to get the plans drawn up, to get planning permission applied for, etc.
Oh, nice one. Excellent.
The order is in.
Nice one. Excellent. So, but we have to keep us. You have to keep us in the loop, and there will
be videos and all that sort of stuff. Don't worry.
Nice. Go back to Braxton's question. I wouldn't worry too much about. I wouldn't worry too much about wearing your amp out.
Nah.
They're meant to be. They're meant to be used. But I think the only thing that I would say is that yeah, it's nice to capture. It is nice to capture them.
When I read this first time, I read, "My wife smells old when you fire her up." Well, anyway, moving on.
Yes. He has Ampex coming out soon, which is the amp one and the Mercury combined, and who knows what else in it. I'm looking forward to him being on the show. Oh yeah, cheers, Gibbs. Yeah, it's a bit more than that. It's going to be it's all of those. It's all of that stuff and some other effects as well. It's going to be brilliant. I think it's going to be something that's quite unique. I'm really excited about it. I think this stuff's fantastic. Not wear it out. Yeah, we understood. We understood what you mean. Focusrite were doing a package thing at one point. They were actually. That's another good shout. I don't know what their microphones like, James, but
it's going to be a generic Chinese capsule thing. But okay, let me just clear one thing up very briefly. There are. I've lost track of how many microphone brands on planet Earth. A few, like Soyuz in Russia,
yeah,
make their own capsules. who's Octava do as well, the other Russian company, who are bizarrely not that far from Soyuz, make their own capsules. About 97% of all microphone manufactured all microphones, the capsules are made in China. There are 2 factories in China that make capsules for about 97% of the microphone brands on planet Earth. So let's get over this whole kind of issues with, oh, I've got a Chinese sounding mic. No, you've got a cheap sounding mic. Nothing to do with the capsule or how the capsule's made.
Bee's Knees make their own capsules. I think there's quite a few companies that I know of that make capsules.
By comparison, there aren't. There really aren't.
Yeah, by comparison, but you talk about something that's mass produced in a Chinese factory where they don't really give a monkeys, or something that's
not the case. Really not. There was a time when you said Chinese made equals cheap. Not anymore. Moving on.
Angus Clark, Velcro or dual lock? Discuss.
Are we talking
dual lock? What do you think we're talking about?
I think we're talking about what they're called, strap locks.
No. So Velcro. So on a pedal board. So Velcro or dual lock. Dual lock's like it's like Velcro. You cannot pull it apart. Yeah, you have to get a screwdriver underneath it and prise it off.
I use industrial strength Velcro, and it's fine.
You'll probably find that's more or less the same as dual lock. I don't mind, to be honest. Velcro, I think I'd rather be able to pull it off. Velcro holds stuff perfectly.
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
I'd rather be able to. And tonight's show's entitled "I'd rather be able to
pull it off." There we go. Melody Strong. If she doesn't know what a pinch harmonic is, she's not the right one. It's true. This is true. Any recommendations for a MIDI controller? Do you mean like a keyboard, John?
I'm guessing so. Yes. Or do you mean a MIDI foot controller? Oh, come back to us on that.
Or a MIDI like a control surface.
Yeah.
Come back to us. Simon Cook. Did you say that's rum in the guitar? No. I've done the rum, unfortunately. I don't think I could do another one. No, that's just water in there, mate. For your pedal boards, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Velcro for me. As long as it's decent Velcro. Williamson 53, between the fat distortion and the rat pedal, which is the best boost on the Katana?
For me, it's the fat.
Is it?
Yeah. I've never been a fan of the rat pedal.
Oh, I like rat pedals. And
that's why we're on here.
Yeah, it's not
it'd be pretty pointless if we said the same about everything, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, mate. So, okay, James is saying fat. I'm saying rat, but my favourite is the blues driver on the Katana.
Mm-hmm. Cool. John Waller says MIDI foot controller. If you want the all-in-one deal, there's an amazing Yamaha one. I think it's called. Hang on, let me have a quick gander. Hang on, Yamaha MIDI foot controller. It is called Okay, so the one you don't want to get, which is the copy, is the Behringer FCB 1010.
Mm-hmm.
That's the copy. The Yamaha one, which is built like a brick outhouse, which you can get on eBay for £100 at the moment, is the MFC 10.
Nice.
Brilliant thing. And it's also got a continuous controller on it, which you can set up to be other things as well. Really good box.
Good choice. Simon Cook, I'll probably call this the last question.
Yes.
If she doesn't carry her amp and guitar into the venue from the car, she's not the right one. There we go.
Well, I'm glad we've hit a level, and I'm very sorry to Melody, who I'm assuming is the only girl we've ever had listen to the show.
Not the only girl we've ever had listen.
Okay, well, probably one of the only girls we've ever had listen to the show.
Absolutely. More than one.
ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've had a great time this evening. Thanks for joining us. 2-hour stint, Paul. Well done.
Hold on a second. I think we can just end with Braxall's one.
Okay.
Right, we're going to end on this one. So no more questions, please. Braxall says, "You guys like the new Boss tone bender where they made 3,000 of them? I had to pay a lot to get one. I ended up with number 398. Nice one. I think that's a good investment."
Definitely.
Basically, James, that's, if you didn't know, they've Boss got together with Macari's.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yes.
And did 3,000 tone benders, and they're going like stink at the moment. I don't think. So the prices are shooting up on those things. Good investment, mate. I'm sure if you didn't pay too much for it, I think you've done well.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Well, thanks for watching.
Thank you, everyone. We'll be back next week with more of the same. Keep your questions coming. I'm going to say it because we have to. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that sort of stuff. It's boring, but it really helps. So thank you very much indeed. We will see you next week for some more Studio Rats craziness. We'll put some more plans into action and try and make some more weird things happen in the meantime. But from myself and from Mr. D over there, good night. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.
Cheers, guys.